Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshear, and I am going to play Death in Space. Mia, what's that?
Oh, yeah, Death in Space. Good question. It is a book about dying in space. The book itself, right here, says Death in Space takes you to the grimy blue collar future of a dying universe filled with risks and opportunities. And we'll leave it at that for now. We've got some characters, some crew, and some crap to deal with.
Yay.
Yay. But again, the book Death in Space, written by was that Christian Plogfers. Again, I think I got this wrong last name, and Carl
It
Niblaus,
Niblius,
Niblial, Niblius.
Niblius,
Our
Christian and
apologies,
Carl. You know,
Christian and Carl, CNC,
they wrote
the
these
Death
books.
in Space Machine. So thank you, and we'll be revisiting a story we started with session one of this. We're calling this Disposable Parts. So yeah, let's have you introduce your characters, please.
Hey, I'm Jason. I'm playing Ravi Bacone. I'm a carbon, so I'm like a vat grown person. I'm really good with. I'm pretty decent at everything, but I'm especially good at fixing stuff. Even though that never came up, I used to be a deep field welder. I'm pretty honest, and yeah, I'm a pretty cool guy.
Also, in the deep field welder background is Vermis. Vermis is a speaking of things that never came up in the first session, very nearsighted. Um, I am I've been exposed to the void and have been a little bit maddened by it. I will go everywhere wearing a mask. I have a voice of the void power, which allows me to uh, cause any machine with a speaker on it to sort of emit chaotic static, uh, in a very spooky sort of way. I'll pretend it's spooky if it's not. And let's see. I wear flamboyant robes with reflective materials, and I like to tell everyone that nothing matters because the void is collapsing and one day we will all not exist, no matter what we do or believe today. Also, I have a gun.
Which will maybe come in handy. Is it the what? Is it the gun that killed Ezra's brother?
I only have the one gun. I don't remember who I shot with it. I got it because it was the game's consolation prize for how awful all my stats were.
Yes, this character creation's pretty straightforward for this game. Lots of nice charts and some interesting outcomes,
Yeah,
to say the least.
I just
But yeah,
found
that brings
my
us
son's
to
phone.
where we were, I guess. Ravi had gotten exposed to the vacuum of space and was pulled and rescued, so he took some injuries. Um, we're able to spacewalk to the ship that Hina has been restoring, and that's basically where we are. I know last session I sort of hand waved everybody getting things fixed and getting off the ring of this massive space station that encircles the moon, Anora. I was sure I'm mispronouncing that over and over again. Um, but yeah, you are currently inside the spaceship that was obviously hurriedly repaired. Um, the ground hurriedly repaired. God, I'm so sorry. I'm just still half asleep. Um, you were inside a spacecraft that was hurriedly but well enough repaired to get you off the ground. The ground being the hull of the ring, a space station around the yellow moon Inaro. Um, Equipment and discardable parts litter the floor, and there is a thin, wispy smell of wires ionizing the air. Hina sits in the co-pilot seat, looking towards you, and she's like, "We need to get out of here. All systems seems to have checked out, have they not?" And she looks to you, Ravi. Could you do a quick inspection of the electrical here in the cockpit?
Yeah, I can do that.
Just
What
looking
am I
for
doing?
a savvy check or tech check, which I guess would be.
Probably. I'd assume it's tech.
Yeah, for a quick inspection.
Yeah.
Because I think like with the 4 stats that the characters have, you know, I get 4 to choose from. But like savvy for like spotting problems, tech for inspecting and repairing.
Yeah, so I hard beef that.
What'd you beef it with?
Well, I mean, it's a modified 3.
Oh, okay. Everything appears to be okay.
Yeah, this all looks good. Like we're probably good to go.
All right, excellent. So as you power up the systems and the ship lifts off from the ground, the hull of the ring space station, you hear a loud thump back into the rear of the ship. As you lift off into the air, the radio is squelching. There's some background noise coming through. Vermis, it's kind of like you hear, it's kind of, you've got like this weird tone that sometimes fills your ear, like tinnitus, kind of rings in your ears, which is the void speaking to you. But the radio's crackling. You hear a voice come up. It's like, I see you. And you recognize it as Ezra's voice. The scavenger.
He was the rival to Hina.
Yes, he runs a scavenging crew that was his brother and another woman.
That's right. And I did fully kill his brother right in the head.
Yep. His brother named Gonzo.
So my brother Slime, who I think we revealed that in the epilogue last time, Hina's henchman Slime was my brother.
Yes.
Is he still here?
He's still here, yeah.
And what about our 2 compatriots who are absent tonight? Or did they just fall asleep?
We had Clive Jackal and Muriel,
something.
Muriel.
Like that.
I'm not sure. Forget how we was pronouncing that, but I would say that they are both sleeping off their injuries as well.
Okay.
Ravi's a little. They weren't injured, but we'll just say that.
Sure.
All right. So he's coming after us, huh? Yeah, I'll tell Ravi and Hina that I heard that.
Yeah, can we get like any am I able to use our ship? Does this ship have sensors that I can use to figure out where this guy's coming from and how on our butt he is?
The sensor panel seems to be not working. There's no power getting to it. You'll have to remove a panel and try and get some wiring sorted out to get to that. Meanwhile, Hina is like leaning into the viewport on the bridge of the ship, and she's looking around trying to see if she can see anything.
Hold on, I want to look up something about my Voice of the Void ability. Character creation, details.
While he's looking that up, I want to try and start. Can I start trying to fix the whatever's causing the sensors to not have power?
Yeah, you can.
Are there parts I can use for that, like lying around?
Somewhat. I'm sorry.
Like spare parts I can use for that lying around?
There's a variety of parts and tools kind of scattered about on the floor. You're able to grab up a tool and go to work on the panel where the sensor readouts would normally show.
It's only going to take me a D6 hours to repair.
Wouldn't take that long, no.
Okay.
Just I guess give me a tech roll to repair. Yeah. I'm always like savvy to spot, tech to fix, but it's like
savvy to pilot.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I'm going to spend my void point that I just gained from completely beefing that last check. And I'm so glad I did. That is a 15.
Okay, so you were hurriedly like got the multi-tool or screwdriver, just going to town trying to like get the screws loose on this panel and pop it loose and get to the back. And as you pull it up out of there, there's of course like the spaghetti wires that are attached to the panel come away with it, and you're looking behind there and you see that there's a wire that's been eroded and needs to be replaced. You can basically strip and use some wiring that's on the floor to get that fixed in the next couple of minutes, over the next couple of minutes.
Okay. And I will point out real quick that my background or my origin benefit is that I repair things twice as fast.
Okay, so yeah, it'll take a minute or two to get that sorted out as the ship is lifting off the hull and starting to drift out. And the debris field from Anora 80, I'm sure I'm getting that name wrong, that blew up is now kind of scattered in the sky above you. You're kind of like pinking through it. The ship's like tink, tink, bump, crunch as it's bumping its way through the debris field.
So here's what I was looking up. The description on Voice of the Void, like all these abilities, is very simple. It says you can make nearby electronics emit static and crackling whispers. I heard that voice from Ezra in my head, right?
Yeah, the radio itself is like just kind of crackling and sputtering.
Is there any way I could try to like send a surge of static back along that communication just to fuck with his radio?
Yeah, I'm not sure how we would resolve that.
I don't know either, but that's why I thought I'd ask you. Body, dexterity, savvy, or tech. I mean, it's not part of the power, but I guess it depends on your definition of nearby.
Yeah, it's like, how close is he?
Yeah, exactly.
As you reach out with your void power, so to speak, and you're trying to like you're kind of using it like a pinging sonar out in space, like you're kind of sending it along the frequencies and trying to find him that way, kind of like a human radar.
Yeah.
But not having any luck just yet.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I wasn't necessarily thinking about using it to try and locate him. I just wanted to fuck with him. He's sending static at me. I want to send some back. But that, I guess I won't know if it worked.
Do you say anything in particular along that static line, or?
I don't have that ability. I can just make it make noise. I mean, it's the voice of the void. It's not my voice. I'm nothing. We're all nothing.
You just kind of like fizzle out the system.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also used to be a deep field welder, so maybe I'll help Ravi by hovering behind him and going, connect that one.
Some good union work we're doing here.
Yeah. Are you sure it's not the other thing?
Man, it might be, but I think it's this wire, this stripped wire right here. So I'm in here fixing it, and I'm almost done.
Okay. Slime. Is there?
Slime is he's kind of like hanging back, and he's like, have you seen the size of Ezra's ship? He dwarfs ours. I hope he doesn't actually see us, he says. Excuse me as I move this camera.
The thing about a dwarf is he's got a great angle to stab you in the nuts.
Slime looks at you. I think you're thinking of those days when we used to play that game, and watch some of those old reels. But I mean, he dwarfs us. He's like a big ship to us tiny ship. So
yeah, I'm gonna suggest that we just don't get caught by him. That's what I think.
Yeah, Ravi like just kind of says out from under the console he's fixing. Yeah, I think that's our good plan. That should be our go-to plan, is not getting caught by this guy.
I agree.
Yeah, I know. I was agreeing with you.
And I was agreeing with you agreeing with me.
I was agreeing with you first.
Okay.
Hina just looks over her shoulder at the two of you like, just get that panel fixed.
Yeah, I am fixing it.
It's like, and she's like looking around and she's trying to pilot the ship, and it's suddenly there's this loud crunch. She's like, oh gosh, that was a big piece of debris. You know. If you look out the wind shield, the cockpit window, the viewport.
Yeah, I was just going to look out.
You see, again, the debris field. There are bodies floating about. The radio keeps kind of like squelching, like something's trying to come through the radio, but it's not coming through. Hina like reaches over and is adjusting. Can one of you adjust this? I can't fly and adjust the radio at the same time.
I can make it louder.
It's like,
where's the radio? Right there.
Okay, so you're adjusting the station knob, the frequency knob, and you hear these, like, there's a couple of points where you're twisting through and you hear this, we're trapped inside, and then you move past that. It's like, oh my God, we can't believe it. And then you different frequencies coming through from different radio signals of any survivors that found themselves trapped in any capsules and hubs that survived the explosion.
The void continues to be bleak and doomed.
Yeah, can I have this like console fixed yet?
Yeah, as you're getting it all together, you get that wire spliced in, taped into place. The panel lights up and you can place it back down, and you're taking readings off of it, and you see that it's hard. There's a lot that's coming through on the scanner because of the debris field. You're having a hard time differentiating any one thing from another. But there seems to be, as you look at that, there's one larger chunk of debris that seems to be moving in a linear fashion straight at us.
Hey, has anyone else noticed this big thing coming at us? Like, how can I tell how big it is by our onboard sensors?
There's so much debris, it's hard to like isolate its size and shape. But from its trajectory and its movement rate, you can suss out that it's Ezra coming at us. And he's on a collision course.
Oh yeah, we should get out of here. Can we hustle a bit more?
Hina, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna throw it to Hina.
Her eyes get big and round, like, oh gracious, yeah, we're really not in the best of shape to be dealing with Ezra, and she kicks it into a little bit more speed, but there's still debris, and it's bouncing off of the ship as she tries to maneuver and get out.
Does your ship have any counteroffensive measures that we can bring to bear?
She shakes her head. It's like, you know what? We were rushed. We didn't really get anything but flight controls working. And considering the situation, you might want to have a look at those.
Yeah. Where are they?
I was going to offer to have a look, but if you're done with the other thing and you fix things twice as fast, then that should be you.
The ship's armaments are minimal as you kind of like scan over the different panels and readouts, Ravi. This being basically just a lander shuttle, it's not really equipped with any high tech or heavy weapons. Maybe just enough to like blast little bits of debris out of the way. This will also need to have a power coupling dealt with as you're scampering around the ship trying to figure that out and get it sorted.
I guess I'm looking for a power coupling.
I have in my possession a rechargeable solar battery, an ancient synthesizer shaped like a gun, and an actual pistol. With those things and the parts strewn around the ship, is there any way I could build a space weapon?
Yeah, you could cobble something together. Getting it outside the ship and usable would be a matter of doing a quick EVA to
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I don't think I could probably build anything powerful enough to really damage his ship, but maybe if they try to board us or send a smaller vessel after us, I don't know. I don't know. I'll start. I'll start seeing what I can do. Should I
right.
roll
And
something for that?
just roll your tech skill. And Robbie, you're pulling. You imagine you've got like one arm as you're like scrambling, and you've got like a
Oh yeah.
power cable under your arm, and you're dragging it over to a panel and
Oh yeah.
pulling a panel off and running
Yep.
jumpers. And
Okay, that's a 1 on the die, and I have a 1 modifier. So I've got a 2.
excellent.
Robbie,
basic-
look. I've learned to fire a solar panel out of a synthesizer.
Don't forget to mark down your void point for that.
I've done it.
Yeah, don't forget I will forget all that. As a mechanic, for anyone that may be watching, Death in Space sets target number at 12 for everything, but we're kind of homebrewing that to make things a little easier, going under and a little over, depending on how easy or hard a task is. But scoring a 2, you can eventually sort it out, Vermis, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah, it won't be today.
Yeah, you're like, well, these parts are totally confusing to me right now.
Yeah.
The void is kind of screaming in your ear, like it's sending you like messages, like trouble. You know, your bat sense or your spider sense is definitely tingling.
Yeah.
Your void sense.
Your void sense, exactly. Robbie, you've just about got this thing set and ready to go. Again, it would be like a small little laser that's used to like blast like maybe rocks and material out of the way when you're, but just as you're getting that done, there is a hard thud and crunch on the hull as Ezra collides, rams the ship. Roll some ability checks not to like fall and hurt yourselves.
Dexterity, which I've just
Yeah.
bumped from a -3 to a -2.
Dexterity, yeah. And we'll call that like the flat 12 target.
Okay, I've got a 0.
That's 0. Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay. I'll have you each roll. Well, Ravi, is you've got that wire in your hand, and you're like, as it hits, you were just leaning out, and you stagger forward and kind of bump yourself into the a control panel or a paneling there in the ship. Vermis, you're like trying to put all that stuff together, and as that hits, you're not really prepared. It kind of bounces you, and you're going to take 1d4 of damage.
Should I roll that, or are you rolling it?
I'll roll it yourself. Yeah.
Again, I have rolled a 1, so that's good.
That's the best time to roll damage.
So yeah, I fall over and land on a D4, and I'm just you can probably hear me mutter, "The void strikes again."
Yeah, but if you can gather enough, and if you can find enough of those, maybe we could use them against potentially a boarding party. I seem to recall those make good caltrops.
I pull one out of my ribs. I'll see what I can do.
The ship shudders under the crunch of Ezra's ship. And Slime is still working the radio controls, and you hear the squelch again of help, we're trapped, and then you hear this Security Force 5 arriving. Honora 80 has been destroyed. Further instructions come out across the radio.
Slime, why don't you try calling somebody for help? We're being attacked.
Slime's like, oh, the transmitter's not working. He must have crushed it under a ship when he collided with us.
Okay, I'll go out and fix it then.
You'll have to go outside to do that.
Yeah, I'm already putting on my helmet.
Okay.
You just got to go out there, grab the bunny
How
ears,
big is it?
and we'll direct you. Just keep moving around, and we'll tell you when we've got a signal.
Got my Magno boots. Okay, all right, I'm out the airlock.
All right, so you proceed to the airlock. Over the radio, you hear again this, Ezra, is that you? And you hear Ezra. Now there's this conversation going back between Ezra and the security forces.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Like, people in this ship killed my brother Gonzo. Oh, shit. Sorry to hear that, Ezra. What can we do to help?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, how long's it going to take me to get out to the antenna?
It'd take you a few minutes to go through the airlock process, clomp across the hull and get the transmitter, try and figure out what's going on with the transmitter.
Wait a minute. Ezra's ship is so close that he just physically hit us.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use Voice of the Void to keep all of his speakers incomprehensible for as long as I can. This conversation he's having is over.
You disrupt his signal. They're like, Ezra, we've lost your signal. And it's like, well, we've scanned the ship's config, but we're not getting a ring ID. They're not going to be landing on the ring anywhere legit. But we've got to get around to rescuing the survivors of this explosion. And they're like, Ezra, if you can hear us, we're going to need your help.
He cannot hear them.
You cannot hear them.
All right. I've done a thing, guys.
Nice. Now, since he didn't hear them, he'll stay focused on us.
Awesome. Look, I didn't know what they were about to say.
I know. I'm just. This will make it more dramatic.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Vermis, are you still you're still outside? You're heading outside still, right?
Yeah. I can do that while I
communications
walk.
array fixed.
Yeah.
Right.
Should I roll tech on the array?
Yeah. As you clomp your way up there, Ravi has got the external weapon, the small little cannon, working. As you make your way towards the communication beacon, satellite dish, whatever, you see the little weapon like it come into activation and moving about a little bit.
Oh.
And because you're outside, you can look up and you see Ezra's ship's like hovering there, but it is starting to like slowly drift off back towards the debris, the thicker part of the debris field. And you see these like nets kind of like fold out from the side of his ship and start scooping up the scattered debris.
I wonder why he's not killing us right now. I will mutter under my breath as I wander towards the array.
The void crackles in your ear. And
hello, old friend.
Vermis. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
How badly damaged is the array here?
As you're like looking it over, it's basically been smashed flat. It's going to need to be replaced.
Good news.
It's basically
everyone.
a small dish about that big. Yeah.
Good news, everyone. We will never have to speak to people again.
Hooray!
We cannot repair this array. We must replace it. Maybe he'll give us one of his.
Hina's voice comes over and she's like, damn it. That I won't be able to call any of my contacts on station. So we'll have to make for the moon.
Ravi, is there any way we could boost the power of our EVA suit communicators?
It might take a little time, but probably.
Because we are talking on radios right now, they're just not powerful enough.
No, you're correct. It might take me a little time, but I think I could patch something together for that.
All right, I'm coming back in, and I'm bringing a small metal donut that I have found smashed against our hull.
Vermis, as you are making your way back, I'm all like, roll a perception check.
Okay. Savvy?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
savvy.
it's savvy. Yeah.
That's a 9. The first roll above a 3 I've gotten today.
A 9. Okay.
It's not a 12 though.
That's fine. Let me look back. Bless you. I provided that chart. A 9 could be harder. Okay. I would say you can't miss this. Nearby in the debris, you see what appears to be a robot, just kind of like floating there in the air, and it's kind of like moving and looking around as if it had, it can't control itself. It's just kind of like randomly floating, and its little head is like pivoting about. It looks to be maybe about the size of maybe like 2.5 feet tall, bipedal robot.
How far away from me is it?
20 meters. Yeah, the light from Galeas Gallo, the gas giant, like sparkles off of it. It caught your eye with a glimpse of a little glitter of light.
I'm gonna wave at it.
It's like turning and spinning in space. It sees you briefly, and its hand goes, and it pivots away. Its vision pivots away from you.
Am I tethered with an air hose or something, or any kind of tether?
With the magnetic boots, you wouldn't have to have a tether, but you have the capability of attaching a tether line, yes.
I want to go get this robot, but if I jump 20 meters away, the mag boots aren't going to work. Yeah, I will attach a tether and jump off for this robot if that's a thing I can do quickly enough.
Yeah, you take aim, kind of deactivate. You kind of like squat down in your suit, deactivate the magnetics, and push off.
All right.
And that would be a piloting skill.
A piloting skill. Is that
so
savvy?
Savvy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 1 on the die and a 1 for savvy.
All right, so you are off course a little bit as you push off. Another piece of debris kind of hits the ship and like tilts it a little, and you go off at an odd angle, and are going to miss it. Let me,
guys. This is my new die. It's purple. We're gonna call him Purpley. He's gonna roll nothing but 20s.
Let's hope so, right? Do you want to call it a high or low for me, Vermis?
High.
And I rolled an 80 through 100 percentile, so that's good luck. All right.
All right.
As you are not going to make contact, but as you doink against the end of your tether, it like arcs you across the space, and you're like swinging directly towards the robot now. And you'll have to like grab it because the little doink and pull kind of like got you swinging at a pretty good clip.
Okay. Can I try to grab him now?
Yes. Yeah. We'll call it a body. I hate to make you like roll 100 dice as we go, but
no,
that's the nature of the beast.
I am chock full of void points at this point.
Okay.
I have 3, I believe. I feel like there might be one I forgot to mark down, but because I failed my check to build a gun, I failed my dexterity save, and I failed just now. So that's 3. I don't think there was a 4th roll, is there? Rolling with advantage via void point. I have rolled a 7.
Okay, you kind of bounce into, collide with this robot.
You know what? I'm also just going to throw up in my helmet, just because that seems to be in keeping.
That was so something. Did I have that happen in that last session? I don't remember if anyone puked in the helmet. I wanted that to happen, but
well, happy birthday.
It was like nothing worse than
yeah.
puking inside your life support system. Okay. The robot he turns and sees you coming, and combined, you kind of like bounce off of him, but just as you're like starting to spin out of reach, and he twists in the air, his little robotic hand kind of grabs onto the tether itself and is now trailing behind you. Yes,
I got
Robbie.
a real quick thing. Steve, did you roll for void corruption?
No. I do that when I spend a point, right?
Yeah, after you spent that point, roll a d6, and if you roll under your now current amount, you get a void corruption effect.
I do not get a void corruption.
Yeah, thank you, Jason, for remembering these things.
No, I thought Steve might like getting some void corruption.
And get some like
I've got
an extra eyeball,
sort of as a backstory thing. Yeah. Cool. I want to get this guy inside. So he's got the tether. I'm gonna start hauling myself in, and maybe we can get inside and communicate with him.
Okay. Robbie, you've got that little laser thing working. Do you want to like take any pot shots at anything, or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll take a beep boop shot at what's his dude?
Ezra. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Ezra. Last Mia mentioned Ezra's ship. It was leaving. Maybe don't shoot at it.
Was it leaving? So last Mia mentioned his ship was being called in by the station to help with the people in distress, but his speakers were all void corrupted, so he couldn't hear that.
But after that, she said that he was drifting back towards the debris field, and nets were coming down, and it was collecting scrap and not killing us.
Oh, I thought he was still coming at us there.
Oh, he's not coming at you now. With the security forces there, he's like, oop, I better not attack these folks.
Oh, that's the reason.
No.
I did not understand why he wasn't killing us, but she definitely said he was moving towards the debris field.
Oh, okay. I missed the part about him moving towards the debris field and assumed he was still moving at us. If he's not coming at us, I mean, I'd honestly rather put some power, like try to put some power into the engines just to GTFOH.
All right. I'm for it.
The engine itself is it fills up the engine room, being the engine room, to super power it up a little bit, give it a little soupy power. You'll have to route some additional air into it since it's a chemical engine. We'll want to up the combustion.
Whatever I got to do to juice this thing up to help us go more.
Again with the tech roll to get the right combinations of dials and switches to twist and turn.
An 11.
That's close enough with the 12 and it being you're like twisting and turning and adjusting some knobs, and the engine itself like sputters like what are you doing to me basically, and you get a little more speed out of it. Hina over the intercom's like, oh, what have you done back there? I've got some extra boost here.
Yeah, that's what I've done. Let's hashtag GTFOH out of here.
Hashtag.
Hashtag she guns it. You know, you're basically clear of the debris field. And now that you're a little distance from Ezra, his radio has come back on, and they're communicating back and forth between the security forces. And they again remind you that without a ring ID, you guys won't be able to land anywhere legit on the station. So
Yeah.
and without communications, Hina can't call in your like non-legit contacts.
We weren't planning to go to the station anyway. Before Ezra attacked us, we were heading towards a moon.
Okay. All right. So you are making your way to the moon. With Ezra is communicating back and forth and with these guys, and you hear one of the security forces like, "Yeah, we see the ship. We got a scan on its configuration." Again, they can't land anywhere legit without being like labeled murderers for killing your brother, Gonzo. But that is one beat up lander. And then you hear Ezra it's like, "Yeah, good luck with them entering the atmosphere of the moon," as you guys traipse off to the moon.
Have I gotten back inside with my little buddy yet?
Yes, yeah, you're back inside.
Friends, I have acquired a functional robot.
Oh, who's your little buddy?
Little buddy, what is your directive? Hold on. I speak robot. Director?
He's like, "I am an AI. I am here to help. My designation is," I would offer that to you guys to provide.
07734.
Little buddy.
07734.
If you type that into a calculator and flip it over, it says hello.
Hello. Yeah, I
I
was just
think it
looking at
should
that.
be G1111 G4N.
What's that? I didn't track.
It's Gilligan.
You know what? I like it.
Little
Let's
buddy.
do Gilligan. Let's do
We'll call
Gilligan.
him G111 G4A. Okay. My designation is G.
4 ones.
Yeah, G4441.
1111 4AN.
Okay.
I got it. Gilligan. Yeah.
Yep. But I was just called G1 by my prior owner. I fear he may be dead.
How sad. What can you do to help?
What do you need help with? He asks with a very
Well,
robot-y voice.
we could use better engines. We could use a better chance at landing in an atmosphere. We could use a way to communicate long range. We could use a change to our ship's configuration so that we're not recognizable to scanners of people who've seen us before. Any of those sound like something you could do?
What is the most pressing matter?
Are we being chased?
No,
Not
not
chased.
being chased.
Not being chased.
Then atmospheric reentry and landing gear.
Thank you. Show me to the cockpit.
This is a shuttle. You can see the whole thing from here.
Yeah, pretty much. You just
Well,
turn
buddy,
left.
It's down that way.
All right.
Yeah, it's not very far. This is not a huge ship by any manner of speaking. He steps into the cockpit. He kind of like, he's got that kind of like, little wind up toys from when we were kids. They had little kind of legs that would like, and he just sort of kind of like trundles along with this weird grinding noise. And he gets into the cockpit and he's like, his little head swivels around. He's like, "I will need to interface with the control panel." He looks over at it and he's like, "This is old." And he's like, the little chest compartment opens up and this little device falls out, kind of like a robot arm, like R2D2's little plug-in thing, but it doesn't match the socket on the ship as it is so much older than the newer tech. "I will need to interface."
Can we find him an adapter?
Yeah, in as I've been running around digging through stuff, have I seen an adapter?
You've seen something that would work. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll get that.
All right, so you get that going. Hina is like, as you're getting closer to the moon, and as the gravitational effect of the moon is picking up and increasing the weight of the ship, it starts to vibrate more. Um, she's having trouble with the controls. She's like, somebody help me with this controls. It steers like a Cadillac without power steering.
I'll help with the controls.
The As you get the wires worked out, Ravi, the little robot's head twitches side to side. He's like, ship is structurally insufficient to enter atmosphere without further damage.
Yeah, we know it's a piece of shit, but what can we do? Just make it work.
I will assist with calculations. Vermis, you want to give me a pilot check?
Yeah, that's
Oof.
savvy, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
savvy.
I'm spinning a void point for advantage. I earned them. Cool. I'm gonna get that void point right back. That's a
Oopsie.
2 and a 4 on the dice, so I guess my roll is 5. Let me roll my d6. I still do not get corruption.
Okay. Between the two of you, like holding tight to the controls, and the moon, as you're like approaching the atmosphere, there's that like slight skip as you're like skipping across the outer atmosphere, and it's just as you start to duck into it, the heat and the fire and flames are coming up off of the hull, washing up over the windscreen or port cockpit view panel. And some alarm bells start to go off, indicating that the hull is heating up. Ravi, you hear. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I want to take a look at the sensors and see if there's a good place to set down. Maybe there's some kind of back asteroid settlement that might be able to assist us in fixing our ship up if we crash into their garage nice enough.
The moon itself is basically barren. There's nothing but rock and debris everywhere. The scanners are picking up the remnants of a variety of bits of infrastructure. Most of it, lies in ruin after years of neglect. Rattling through the moon and the atmosphere, you're still trying to like read those sensors, Ravi, when behind you hear this snap, crack, psh, and like a fire starts burning behind you in a panel.
I go to grab a fire extinguisher to put it out.
All right, so you're like fizzing out the fire as it continues, as the ship continues to descend. And then you hear another alarm sounding, indicating that there's a hull breach, that the air is leaking out. But you have sufficiently passed through the atmosphere that you're not going to die in the vacuum of space.
If not for the courage of the fearless crew.
Yeah, no, I should still find some sort of like scrap panel I can try and deep field weld on top of over the hull breach.
All right. You spend some time looking for that hull breach as the ship is coming down, and more alarms are going off, indicating that the ship is definitely in need of landing soon, or it will crash.
That's the plan.
Well, one way or another, we'll land.
Yes, I love it when a plan comes together. I'm gonna give up on helping steer because I've already failed at that. And I want to help Ravi get that hull breach welded.
Yeah. Since you're now inside the atmosphere, there's like bits of like debris coming through this small breach. It's basically like a hard wind pushing through, but yeah, you're able to seal that up without any problem.
Good.
There's like a there's like a canister of expanding foam for doing that sort of thing that you were like grabbing panels. Oh, hey, I found it looks like a giant, like a small fire extinguisher that you would hold near a breach and it forms like it's like a resin of some sort that will fill the gap.
Hina, I've thought of a great name for the ship. The Minnow.
She's like, So as you've got that repaired, you're flying down over there, and there's a bunch of decayed infrastructure and busted up stuff. The barren landscape is is basically just decorated with rock cliffs and plateaus, mountains that have been crushed flat, and canyons filled to the rim with tilling, which is the byproduct of mining. But there in the distance, you see a large rusted out like mining facility that looks like a good spot to land. Or you can land on the surface itself.
Shoulder. We should land there.
Yeah, we're all pointing towards it as though she doesn't see it. Right there, right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she's like desperately holding on. He's like, I see it. And she's like, kind of
no,
like
left.
The ship's like tilting and the wind is pushing it sideways. And, the debris in the atmosphere is like pelting off the windshield. She's going to make a die roll to see if she successfully lands without killing everybody.
Yay.
Yeah. She looks over her shoulder, and just as she does that, she's like, and the engine's cut out. Bloop, and she just like this kind of like free fall towards the landing platform. She's like, brace for impact.
Uh-oh.
Like everybody latches onto something. And it comes down and just it's a hard flat landing, kaboom, and a really hard thump. That sound that you heard earlier, you hear this loud crunk rip out of the back, and you kind of look back over your shoulder, and the landing strut towards the end of the ship is now inside the ship.
Well, that's convenient.
And
that's not supposed to be like that.
Not supposed to be like that.
We have easier access to it now.
True.
I rolled a 1. Yeah, you can access it for repair.
Yeah,
now.
Exactly.
You rolled a 1 for what?
For like physical damage to each of you on the hard thump to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Thank God you rolled it.
Like that'd be the time that you did roll that 4 finally, right?
Yeah. So that's 1 point of damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both Clive and Maria have like fallen out of their bunks and taken a hard hit to the head. They'll be concussed for the remainder of the adventure.
That's what they deserve for not helping.
Word.
So you've successfully landed on this rusted out mining facility in a ship that needs heavy repairs.
Any landing you can walk away from is a successful landing. I don't really like being inside a planet's atmosphere. It kind of draws a false veil between yourself and the void. It lulls one into believing we're not all doomed.
But we should get started fixing the Minnow up.
Maybe we have some large equipment in the mining facility that can help us lift it off that landing strut that came through the bottom.
That's a good thing we should check on.
Yes. Anyway, got my pistol. Let's go.
To exists outside the ship in the atmosphere, you'll need a respirator and some goggles since there is a pretty strong wind and this whipping this debris about.
Is the minnow equipped with such things?
Yeah, you can either do that or just put your EVA suit on, either or.
I think we should save the EVA suits for actual space. We don't want them to get damaged when we don't super need them.
Yeah, just like a respirator mask to filter out the air would be sufficient. Yeah, you don't need to
All right.
go
Yeah, I will
full
take
helmet mode.
mask and goggles.
Yeah.
Actually, I already wear a mask. It's not a respirator, but maybe it will at least protect the eyes. No, I can't do that because then I wouldn't be respirating. Yeah, all right. I'll take off my mask. Everyone will see my face for the first time. Oh, no. Put on the respirator.
It's like you must step away from the others to have your meal.
Yeah.
So they're like, nobody look, as you quickly switch out your Mandalorian helmet mask.
Get ready, guys. This is going to be Steve's one anime reference ever, but I picture the mask looking like Ghostface from Spirited Away.
Oh.
Just the flat mask.
Just a flat white with like black for the eyes and mouth. Yeah, that's what I've been wearing the whole time. But now I've replaced it with a respirator and goggles.
And so you step out onto this platform. The pelting bits of debris is almost like a coppery color that starts to form up on your clothes as the metallic fibers in the wind are clinging to you, or finding gaps in your fabrics to cling to your clothes. This mining facility, abandoned, could have been 100 or even 1,000 years at this point, is severely rusted. There are a few ramshackle shacks nearby that you can investigate and see if you can't find any parts. There is a large winch. It's kind of bent and off to the side without any cabling. All the cabling is kind of like coiled and gathered at the ground beneath, beside it.
Do we have any clue what they mined here?
Years ago, the crystals that were part of the lore.
The ones that the war was about.
That the war was about, yeah. I have more information on that here. Tenebrous. Oh yeah, the yellow moon is the perfect growing ground for the gem roots. After decades of mining, this is like right out of the book. At the center of the gem rush, the most destructive battles of the war took place around this moon. It's basically just been picked clean, but there are still pockets of life here that are trying to find any remaining little scraps of the crystals for profit.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to go check out a shack, whatever one's closest.
Yeah, I'm going to accompany Vermis there.
I do have my pistol drawn because I assume something's going to try and kill me, even if it's the ground itself.
The wind is pushing really hard against you as you make your way across. There's like some handrails you can hold on to as it tries to sweep you sideways. You reach that shack, and the door is like non-existent. It's just kind of like broken and hanging off its hinges, rusted in place. You're able to squeeze inside to find some discarded tools. There's enough here that you could maybe fix what you need to on the ship, as far as tools go, but for actual parts, you'll have to scavenge some additional parts.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, are there any vehicles or anything we can find nearby to scavenge from?
There are various panels of other like small structures that have collapsed and are like basically glued in place by the debris that's fallen on it. But say you could tear up some paneling, weld some of that into place. The strut will need to be examined, and yeah, the ship itself will have to be hoisted up to get that strut repaired.
Let's get started.
Yeah.
To repair the crane to get the hoist the ship up, someone's going to have to like climb up there and restring the cabling.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Does that require a roll?
It's gonna, because there's dangerous
Okay.
high winds and
Okay, then
and
Ravi can
plenty
do
of
it.
Yeah.
plenty of spots where the corrosion may give out beneath your feet as you're climbing or crumple in your hand.
I will perform whatever tasks do not require rolls for the rest of the night.
Yeah, so is this like an agility roll or a
Dexterity to climb up there, and just kind of haul that cabling up and drape it through the various cogs and wheels.
I'll take the dirty 20.
Nice. Okay. I'd say there are a couple points along the way where you like grab a piece and it breaks off in your hand. You like shake the debris and reach up and grab a couple spots where your foot does push and break through. You're able to get that wiring, cabling up into place and draped over and dangling down. Well, Vermis kind of like the cabling comes down and you're able to like lift up and hoist the clompers, the gripper bit, and start to fix that all together. The machinery itself for activating and using the crane will also need to be repaired. The mechanics aspect of it.
All right, maybe I will roll on that.
Do we have? So we've got to repair this vehicle to repair our vehicle.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so I will reiterate. Is there any other vehicles or spacecraft around where we can scavenge vehicle parts from?
Okay. All right, you've got the crane wired up. Needs to be the electrical power to get that working going. The only other things on this, there's a couple of small like four-wheeled skiffs, I guess, that are the wheels themselves that rotted away. There's some parts in there, electronical parts, some additional gears and things that would be very beneficial to repairing our ship.
So, Mia, what I'm explicitly referencing here is page 42, going into conditions and spare parts, or condition and spare parts. So we're trying to bring this crane back up to working condition.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we need vehicle parts to do that. So
yeah, and you
salvage vehicles to repair this thing.
Yeah, there's enough that you can cobble that together and get it working. Absolutely.
So, come on, load a little faster.
It's just going to take a little time, yeah.
So, one vehicle part is going to repair one condition point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take us, it'd take me half of a D20 hour per vehicle part used to do this job.
We can both roll on that, and then maybe two of us.
There's no roll on it. It's just using parts.
Right. What I meant to say is we both work on it. If then maybe that cuts it in half, and then your half gets cut in half again. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of flip-flopping between these two pages and waiting for stuff to load.
Yeah, I'm looking here myself. I'm like, most objects are patched up, fixing or repurposed beyond recognition.
Yeah.
Objects with conditions, reducing conditions, roll for condition when using an object, spacecraft. Page 53 through 58.
I'm looking at 45. There's a whole page on repairs.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
It says repairing one condition point of an unbroken vehicle requires 1 unit of vehicle parts. For a broken vehicle, the first condition point requires a number of vehicle parts equal to the maximum condition value.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just roll the D20, Robbie, to set the hours, and since it's you, we'll divide that in half.
It's gonna be 9.5 hours.
Yay.
Wow, nice roll. In the wrong direction this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's reasonable. It would take a long ass time
Oh, yeah.
to fix a. We
Yeah.
don't even know if it's been
Well,
here
it's
1,000
gonna
years, Crane.
We'll point out that it's technically supposed to be per vehicle part we're using to repair this thing.
Yeah. How many points
Yeah.
do we need to repair on this crane?
Just to simplify the process, I would say that it would be 3 D20s to figure the full hour of repair. So it could be like an entire day and a half or something.
9.5,
9.5.
11.5, 19.5 hours.
Okay.
For the crane.
Can we say those other 2 jackasses wake up and help and we sleep through this?
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to sleep through part of this anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you said 19 hours. With their help, you can get that down to maybe like 12 to 14 hours.
Okay. I just meant for flavor, like we'll sleep while they do the work this time, but that helps too.
Yeah, as you're getting the crane and everything working, someone could be doing repairs on the inside of the ship, replacing burnt out bits and things like that. So,
and Gilligan can do that maybe.
You guys. At what point will you take a break from this? How many hours into the work?
8.
Yes, 6 to 8 hours in.
It's already been a pretty long day. Yeah.
Yeah, but we used to be union. We used to be union. We'll work 8 hours and stop.
But we had a good union, so we're working 6 hours and then we stop.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. You get most of the crane operational in that first bit of time. You're well on your way to getting it repaired. The interior parts of the ship that needed some attention are coming along rather well. The hull breach is fixed. The oxygenator is working really well. So you're able to take basically a nice relaxing rest. And remember what the resting rules are here.
Let's see.
Apologies, I hate to stop the flow with looking things up.
Oh, no problem. Healing is when we've eaten something and rested a full night, player characters heal 1d8 plus body lost hit points. Resting in a safe space, such as in their hub or in a calm space dock, restores all left hit points. Would you consider this a safe space?
Yeah, at this time. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean,
there's nobody after us. I mean, we're stranded, but we're not in immediate danger.
Yeah.
Not currently, no.
Then we heal all our hit points.
Nice.
The day-night cycle on this moon is pretty much non-existent. The gas giant emits a bit of light, and the moon itself, I wouldn't say it's gravitational. It's just rotating super slow. So like the actual day cycle would be like 36 to 40 hours for it to rotate to night and day.
Okay.
But
is it day now or night?
I would say now it's probably on the middle part of the night cycle, which again for you, I don't know, in space, did we keep a 24, 12 on, 12 off light cycle like Earth? it's a really interesting question to ask about um, how time works here. Even though it's nighttime on the moon, your body's accustomed to a different day-night cycle.
Yeah, I feel like Vermis is always just looking out the window at the void anyway. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, we watched Men in Black last night, and I remember I had forgotten a little bit where the twins who run the console for them keep everyone on a 37-hour day, and the boss is like, "You'll get used to it, or you'll go crazy."
Well, crazy, I think, is the end game on that one.
Yeah,
Um, nice thing, Vermis, is like there are times on the space station when you could look out the window and not see what you wanted to see, but standing here and looking up to the sky and like the scattering of stars, there's a point like way off in the sky where the void has eaten all of space and it's just a pitch black hole in the sky that draws your eye to the sky.
I stare at it
And that,
until someone makes me stop.
yeah, the sound of the void ringing in your ears like my tennisness, which just never stops. It's like I hear locusts all the time.
Oh man.
You're familiar with that sound. So yeah, the next day as you're like going out to start repairing things, you look down to the horizon, you see like dust. Of course, the dust is blowing, but you see like a trail of dust rising on the horizon, and see something on the ground driving towards the infrastructure that you've landed upon.
Guys, there is a vehicle approaching. A ground vehicle.
It looks like people come to check us out.
Yeah, Tina's like, yeah, I was concerned about being seen as we flew in. Yeah.
Slime, you're a professional henchman. Why don't you go meet him?
He kind of looks over at you, Vermis, and kind of like gives you like a half smile and shakes his head, like, grabs up his equipment and looks to Hina's like, I'll go down and get a closer look as they approach. And he proceeds to start climbing down the infrastructure, the mining facility towards the ground. You're probably a good like 100 feet in the air on this platform. So.
I didn't think he'd actually go. Vermis is, of course, going to follow him because that is his brother. I'll go with him.
All right. On the climb down, there again, this platform is crumbling under your feet. Basically, some of the ladder rungs break off and such. The raining rust from the panel above is sprinkling down into your hair. I assume you've maybe got like a cloak that you pull up over your head, maybe.
Yeah, I kind of picture him with a hood.
And Ravi, the final bits of repairs on the crane. Give me a savvy on that, or a tech on that, just to finish the final repair.
Dirty 21.
All right. You finish a little sooner than you expected with that. You're kind of like, at first you're frustrated, but then you're like, you start to see a pattern. Like whoever designed this thing was crazy. Maybe they were working a 36-hour shift straight or something like that. And you're able to bring it together and get it operating, and are able to swing the crane like it's a giant like magnetic crane that can lift and plunk down on the ship. And you've like attached it to the ship, and you've like are raising the ship up off of there ever so gently. And
just a little bit. We just want to low jack our ship a little bit.
Yeah. The others have gone ahead and like kind of tethered it in place with some rope and some cabling. So as the wind is trying to like shift and sway the ship in the air, they've kind of like tied it down so it can get access to the strut, which is going to take probably another 5 to 6 hours to repair.
What what do Slime and I see as we get to the bottom of this ladder and scope out the incoming?
About 2/3 of the way down, there's like another platform that you can stop and get a good look on a downward angle at them. And basically, with some binoculars or a magnification device, you see there are 3 small land vehicles, a larger, like truck-looking thing, uh, pretty large and bulky. Think like a big Humvee, like a bigger than normal Humvee, like big with thick tires, not monster truck size, but pretty
Okay.
large. And then 2 smaller 4-wheeled carts coming along the side, about the size of, say, maybe about Volkswagen size.
Slime, do you have any idea who those guys might be?
He's like, no idea. And you're like looking through, and he like hands you the viewpoint. See if you can't gather any more additional detail than I can.
Should I roll something on that?
Yeah, get a savvy on that real quick.
That'll be a big ol' 2.
Vermis?
Sorry, I think I broke these things.
Yeah, as you like bring him up to take a look, the wind kind of howls in the way, and this big gust of sand and dirt obscures your vision for a moment.
So I saw only the void.
Yeah. What's on your mind, Randy? Oh, sorry. What's up, Vermis?
Should we go down and kill them, or should we wait up here and kill them when they get here?
That's a good question. They may not be hostile, but they may be. So what do you want to do, Vermis? Is the question.
Maybe I'm hostile to them. Maybe that's what it is.
All right. Well,
no, let's wait and see what happens when they get out.
Okay, they're probably about another 20-30 minutes out.
Okay.
Having to like maneuver and cross over all this. Really,
if it's not absurdly dangerous to do so, I will climb up the ladder and then come back down when they're closer. So I can help with repairs until it's actually time to do something down there.
Okay. Slime will stay down there, and he'll take up kind of a position with a sniper rifle, so to speak, something with a nice scope on it, and keep a close eye, and keep communication lines open.
Alrighty.
I mean, if it's only going to be like 30 minutes, it's going to take you a good chunk of that to climb back up.
Well, will it?
We're
100 feet. You can climb that in a couple of minutes, right? On a ladder.
I mean, yeah, but it's not going to be that long. You might.
No, but I also don't want to just sit around for half an hour. Blue collar. I need to work.
Okay. That's cool. You can assist with like, you've got like a hydraulic piece of equipment you like wedge in between the landing gear and the frame of the ship, and as it hydraulics, as it expands, you hear this crunch, rip, tear as it like pulls the strut out from inside the ship, and begin to weld in some structural support behind that.
You see, Gilligan, the void will consume us all one day. You have to keep yourself busy so you don't go mad with terror.
I know nothing of things like terror. I am a robot with no emotions.
Yes, ones such as you are embodiments of the void itself. That's why I enjoy talking to you. You are closer to the truth than humans are.
Thank you.
Anyway, I've cut myself.
Oh, you might want to have a look at that. Could get tetanus with all those rust flying around.
Yes. Tetanus. I'll go bandage this. And then I'll, you know, work until it's time to go down and sit with Slime as the people get here closer.
Ravi, as you're like the lead on the repairs, Vermis is kind of like holding some of that metal in place, and you're going to weld it up nice and good. Again, give me another tech roll for successful. How well is your bead welding? How are the beads looking on your weld? Like
Oh, great. Lots of beads
basically,
are very beady. Yeah, that's a 10.
okay. Being rushed, it's not the best welding work you've done. You've got some pretty good welds in the past. You know this will be strong enough to hold up, but it's an ugly weld job, you know.
You, you Vermis doesn't do it like right in front of you, but he's clicking his tongue. You can see it out of the corner of your eye. Not a best weld job.
Yeah, I know. It's almost as if I had to find you something to do for like 10 minutes before you went back down to deal with these people. So I wasn't paying attention as well to what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go deal
Never
with
heard
that.
someone complain so much about having an extra hand.
Hina is she's not doing much herself. She's inside clearing up the clutter, making sure things are clear. She calls out on the radio. Actually, Slime calls back up on the radio. He's like, they've breached the final hill. They'll be here in just a few minutes. I've got them scoped out. Each of the smaller vehicles has a small cannon, laser cannon of some sort, and the big vehicle has a looks like a large disruptor mounted on the roof.
Well, that fucking sucks. Can we get the gun on our ship pointed down at them?
It is like hard mounted on a swivel.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
on
I
the
don't know how the angles are. Can we get it pointed at them?
it is it's under the nose of the ship. You could use the crane to hoist the ship over the ledge of the structure, or you could like remove the the small laser cannon completely, and run a power wire to it and use it like a large hand cannon.
Well, maybe a prerequisite question. From where they are, can they shoot directly at the ship, or would they hit the bottom of the platform instead?
The ship is protected by the
Okay.
platform from the angle that they're approaching from.
All right. Yeah, I'll go down with Slime and see what they do.
As you are waiting, these vehicles roll up and they've got like that kind of electric motor into position. Um, Maybe not so quiet as like the modern electrics, but your typical sci-fi electric vehicle rolls up with a nice hum. Um, the doors crack open on the large ship, and out steps a hulking guy with like a mohawk, a punk basically, and then the other two small vehicles. Each someone gets out of the driver's side of each of that, and two more people get out of the large ship. So there's like 5 people there.
Okay. That's a lot of guys.
Yeah, they start walking up towards the ladder, and they're like looking up and around. And let me see. Are you trying to hide yourselves, Vermis?
Um,
Where you're at?
no, I don't think so. They
Okay.
know there's people here already.
Yeah. So they're looking up at you, and they're each carrying a heavy sidearm, and they shout up. It's like, "Hey, what's your business here?"
Repairs.
Yeah, we saw you fly in. Um, this 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 rig is ours. What are you doing here? will want tribute for the use of our equipment.
Slime, do you have any grenades we can give them as tribute?
Kind of pats himself down. He's like, nope, no grenades.
We, you're mistaken. We own this rig.
Okay. Gee, roll a persuasion check. Yeah. Anyway. Of course, they don't technically own this rig, or they would be
No, of
living
course
here.
not.
I would think, right?
Of course not.
They're just wanting to shake you down for some cash.
I'll tell you what. If you come up and help us with the repairs, we'll let you have the rig.
The hulking punk just kind of like shakes his head, and you hear him chuckle in a very deep, right. He turns to his mate, he's like, go get him. And they come forward in a rush and start climbing up the ladder towards you guys.
How bad and how easy would it be to destroy the ladder, the lower part that they're on, once they're high enough that it will kill them?
Yeah, you could shoot the ladder up itself and bust it loose as they're climbing up. Whether it'll kill them or not is debatable. That's up to the dice.
Okay. Yeah, I'll wait until they're too high to turn back, and then I will try and break the ladder.
All right.
Maybe Slime will help me.
You basically find what looks to be the best part and start shooting it out, or do you want to like crack it out with a pry bar, or how exactly you can?
I guess if I shoot it, would that be savvy, or I don't know how shooting works.
Tech.
Tech. I do tech then, because body and dex are both negative numbers for me, and I'll put a void point on it for advantage. 15.
You said 15? Okay,
15.
Good. All right. You both turn on that and you're like, choo, 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 choo. And like, it starts, the guys on the ladder, like they're hustling up there, and as you start shooting it, they're like, oh crap. They go to leap off the ladder towards some other infrastructure nearby. So as not to fall. One succeeds, one falls, two fall. All right. 2 of the 4 succeed, jumping off and grabbing hold of some nearby girders to stop from falling, but the other 2 do fall. As you see them like, and like plunk, and that little puff of dust comes up around them as they hit the ground. Let me roll this. Okay. One of them like slowly rolls over and starts to push himself up off the ground, but the other one is lying there unmoving.
Oops.
The 2 that are in the infrastructure are trying to like gather themselves together and prepare to fire back, but the punk down by the large vehicle, he jumps back inside, and you see the cannon on the roof pivot and point up in your general direction, Vermis.
I say we should take our break.
Okay, break time. You holding up okay, Jason?
Then I'll rig something up with some liquid purifier and a hover hammock, and we'll get right out of this situation. All right, gang. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Thanks to anyone who's watching. Welcome back to Tales from the Backlog. I'm about to die. Ironically enough, not in space. Let's see how that goes. I think Dude man down there is pointing a big cannon at me from his ship, but he's not counting on the fact that I have
A pistol.
a, an
Which you,
ancient synthesizer shaped like a gun. I'm going to stand up with this thing, and here's what I'm picturing. Remember Dolph Lundgren's Masters of the Universe?
Mm-hmm.
Like that thing, the cosmic key that the kid thought was a synthesizer. I think that's what this thing looks like, but with a gun handle. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to point it at him and just act like it is another big ass cannon.
You mean the cosmic key that Lieutenant Tom Paris thought was a synthesizer?
Yeah, and his girlfriend Monica.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stand up with that and point it right back at him in the vehicle and see what happens next.
Ravi, you up to anything up there at all? Just
I mean, I'm assuming I'm still working on fixing this ship up.
okay, all right. Vermis,
It's going to take a minute.
your adversary is not impressed with your cannon. His cannon is larger.
But it does this.
What did you just synthesize out in front of it? Did you like make a small, like a jelly donut and fling it at him, or a?
Oh, that's what a synthesizer is? I was thinking like a musical synthesizer, like an instrument. It just went. It made a sound, is what it synthesized.
I envision as like synthesizing like small things. You know, like could like create a little bit of food, maybe synthesize a small
Okay,
tool. Yeah.
hold on. Let me find a table of random bullshit and roll on it.
Oh, okay. Because yep.
Oh, this one's random items table. Space. Oh, these are all for like fantasy settings.
Right. I mean, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
We need more sci-fi random tables.
Wait, maybe I should look in this book. Are there random tables in this book?
Probably.
There's the equipment
tables and
table.
tools. There's a whole section called tables and tools.
Mm-hmm.
Tech modules, general modules, power systems, spacecraft, addictive substances. That's the one. I'm rolling on it. Pentamacetic milk, needed for long cryo sleep, puts the body in stasis.
Right.
It falls off the thing and falls down to it.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, you create the fluid itself, and it sort of like streams out like a hose and splashes well short of the target.
Take that.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to dodge. As this, you see that cannon, like it sparks. You see this little hum of energy, and this bolt of power surges out of it directly towards you.
Okay. Is Slime going to dodge too? I rolled dexterity, I assume.
Yeah, and we'll just.
Nat 20. With a -2, so 18.
Okay, that and we'll just kind of add that to your. The both of you like jump to clear out of the way, and the bolt of energy from that thing hits the platform you're on. It just and explodes in a rain of crusty, rusty bits.
So are we now hanging off the broken end of the ladder that goes up?
Yeah, the ladder is the only thing there remaining, and some other I-beams and such. But yeah, you're basically dangling by the grip of your hands.
Okay, next objective is just to climb back up to the top platform.
As you are climbing your way up, the other two that have taken position take pot shots. Oh, Slime takes a shot right in the back as he's climbing, and he reaches for a rung, and he like goes rigid and lets go and falls from the structure.
Can I catch him?
You may try, yeah.
Body?
Relax save. No.
Body or dex?
I'd say Dex to make the speedy reach out and grab.
That guy's dead.
All right, your
I
brother.
got a 6. Yeah.
You reach out and you like both like go to clasp hands, but you just miss one another, and he's like, and he falls a good 100 feet and slaps, not 100 feet, but about 40 feet and slaps the ground hard.
I'll see
his
you in
head,
the void.
Yeah, his head lolls to the side, and he's very obviously dead.
I guess I'd better call Mom. And I'll climb up the ladder.
All right. And you successfully, as you climb up and look back over your shoulder, the two that took pot shots, the one that killed your brother and the other guy, are climbing up the infrastructure as well to try and get to the platform.
You know what? I'm gonna shoot at the guy that killed Slime.
All right.
If I can.
Kind of like wedge yourself into a corner, get one foot planted and holding on with the other and fire at him.
Yeah. It's Dex, is it?
Tech.
Tech, yeah.
Tech, yeah, we talked about that before.
Ranged attack, yeah.
13.
That will be a hit on this guy.
Cool. Pistol does 1d6?
I think a d6, yeah.
4.
4?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. He's going to attempt to not fall as you just took 4 out of his 6 hit points in one fell swoop. As he's climbing, you shoot him. He loses grip. He falls. His back hits one of the I-beams below him, and then he flips over backwards and tumbles off into space and lands on the ground far below. Then you hear the other guy's like, "Oh, you'll pay for that."
What do you'll pay for that?
I hear a cat.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
So, body count wise, one of the guys who fell earlier survived, but is kind of out of it, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so there's one other guy that's alive climbing, and there's the big punk guy down at the bottom.
Yeah. So there are two
active enemies.
Yeah, 2 active, 1 big dude. Yeah, 2 dead, 2 active, and the guy in the car with this big laser cannon.
Okay. I'm climbing more. I guess I could shoot at the other guy that's also climbing, but I'm not going to right now. I'm gonna get out of the way.
Right. You're able to successfully return to the top of the platform without any other shots on you.
Ravi, we're gonna have a little less
What's
weight.
going on down there?
We're gonna have a little less weight taking off than we thought. Slime has gone to the void. I sent him some company.
I mean, it's not really going to change the numbers for getting this ship off the ground, but damn, I'm sorry, man. What's going on?
There are some guys. There are some guys claiming that they own this platform and that we owe them tribute for using it.
They own this platform.
Right. Nobody owns this platform except the void.
Yo, well, the void can come to me because I fucking fixed this shit up.
The void is everywhere, and we shall soon return out of the envelope of this atmosphere into the true void.
So did you send them off?
We got a few of them. There's more. The good news is the ladder going all the way to the ground is gone.
Okay.
So they're trying to climb the infrastructure itself, but they're gonna have a hard time getting here. Actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna go back to the ladder I came up and break off like the rest of the ladder.
Okay.
Is that
Mm,
doable?
it is doable. I was just gonna say, do you want to shoot it off or bust it off with a pry bar or kick it off with a foot or something?
Um, I mean, I gotta shoot it off. I feel like it makes more sense to pry it off, but my body is just really bad. So if I can roll tech on that, that's much better.
Yeah, blast at it again.
17.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll your damage, a d6. It's a little better put together up here at the top. So
5 damage.
okay.
So
It breaks and it's like hanging halfway off.
so let's say I followed Vermis back there. Can I get an eye on this other person climbing up the superstructure?
Yeah, as he's dealing with the ladder, you kind of like can hunker down and like get
Yeah.
a look down and through the gap and see this guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, could I get a beat on him?
Yeah, he's kind of like orangutan climbing, always with 3 points of contact, trying to make his way across this infrastructure to a pot where he can continue up. So yeah, there's a moment where you're like watching him and he like reaches out and his full chest is exposed. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at this guy.
What are you shooting with?
My shotgun,
A shotgun.
my dice thrower defense pump shotgun.
That's right. I forgot we got that shotgun last time.
Yeah, I got
one that was on the
I got
ground.
a shotgun. Right? I got a pistol. I got a knife that's about to break.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just go. An 11.
We'll say that this is
We don't.
the one of these guys who's velocity cursed.
Oh, you know what? No, I spent a void point on that.
Okay, so roll advantage.
Yeah, 13.
Hey.
Okay, so that is a hit. That just hits.
So cock it, boom, the 2d4s go flying out. Oh, jeez, neither of them landing in my fucking dice tray.
Very much flying out, yeah.
They're too impressed with it. They're
And
intimidated.
that's 7 damage.
Oh.
Nice. Let me just double check this. The shot, because you're a little bit away, it scatters out and like pelts him, and he loses grip and he also falls, slips, bounces off a couple of I-beams on the way to the ground. Thud. Cloud of dust surrounds him as he hits the ground.
Nothing matters.
To the he's lying there unmoving, but there are now I've lost touch. Two people down there that are moving.
The one that fell and the boss.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You've killed 3 out of 5. Yeah.
But all of their big fucking vehicle mounted cannons are totally fine.
Yes.
We have no strategy for dealing with those.
Not really.
Maybe
we can take off, but we're probably not taking off anytime soon.
Well, they're also probably not getting up here anytime soon. So here's my idea. We have some skiffs up here, right? That we took parts from.
Yeah, there's some busted bits that you stole. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now they don't really run, especially since we took parts away. Can they be pushed around?
Yeah, with some effort.
Can they be pushed off the edge of the platform onto this guy's vehicles?
I would say yes.
Let's do that. Do I have to roll something to hit the
I would
truck?
say, yeah, you're able to manipulate the thing to the edge, and these guys have stopped a little ways back from it. So if you give it a good hard shove in the right direction,
It might get enough air
it
to.
might get enough air.
All right. I have
And
one.
again,
I
sorry.
have one void point from when I failed to save my brother, so I'm going to spend it for advantage on this body check.
Right. And again, the game book, it says, and again, for any audience members, 12 is always your target number. We're not going with that. This is a difficult, so we're going to call it 14.
Copy that.
Ravi can assist on this as well. with a quick
Unnecessary. I rolled a 15.
shove. Okay. Hoist, and it goes flying off the edge. Roll a d6. There are 3 vehicles down there. 1, 2, 5, and 6 will hit the big vehicle, and the other.
I got a 1.
Yeah, 1. Okay, so it comes flying off, and it smashes down on one of the smaller vehicles.
Okay. How many more skiffs do we have?
1 more that could be moved.
I'll do it again.
Yeah. While you're doing that, the bigger vehicle backs further away from the platform.
Okay.
The remaining other guy jumps in that other one, and he backs up a little further
right. I'm not
well.
gonna worry about it then.
If you get a good solid run, if you do a nice, really good strength check, you could probably get some speed on it. I'll just put that out there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get Ravi or one of our other
help with
people.
that. My body's solid.
All right. Well, then why don't I help you?
Yeah.
How does help work? Do I roll 2?
We'll just call it advantage on Ravi's strength check.
Cool.
And then we'll need a tech check for aiming. So.
Okay. I'll do the aim.
Yep. Well, which one am I rolling first?
Body, to really get this thing moving across the surface of the platform.
That is dirty 20.
All right. That thing's trucking along with a good enough speed.
I've rolled a 14
possibly
to aim it. Unless Ravi has to roll it.
I'll have Ravi roll it since he's the one pushing.
Okay.
Maybe you can give it a solid kick at the end, Vermis, just to like give it a little nudge in the right direction.
12.
And Vermis rolled a 13.
14 total.
14. And you had a nice body check on that. So yeah, it goes flying off of the thing. Let's roll a d4. 1, 2, the small one. 3, 4, the big one.
1.
Damn it. The one we really want.
Yeah. As this little wheeled vehicle comes flying off the edge, coming down, the guy tries to shoot it out of the air with his cannon and misses. And it smashes and destroys the second smaller vehicle.
Okay. Well, we've got 2 options to deal with that cannon the way I see it. Well, wait a minute. There was someone in that smaller vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So Dude Man's alone down there now.
This is true.
Is he still there or is he leaving?
He's still parked where he's at.
He's not making any morale checks.
Yeah, I guess he could.
I mean, we took out like all but we took like the
4
rest
guys.
of his at least immediate gang out.
4 guys in 2 vehicles and very nearly his own.
Yeah, he is the boss man. Let's see, a morale check. Morale ratings. Paid. All enemies are. Okay, there we go. He is backing away. Yeah, he starts to back the vehicle up and does a little and turns to leave.
What do you think? Let him go and then see what we can salvage from them other 2 rigs? We can get down there.
Do you have that? Were you the one that had that grappling gun thing?
No.
Someone in our group had that, I think.
Possibly.
I remember there was a grappling gun in play last session.
Yeah, somebody does have one, so there is one available to you.
Is it long enough to lower ourselves to the ground with and then zip back up?
Not quite that long. You could climb like about halfway down and then use it to descend.
Okay. So it's an option. I think we should continue doing the repairs we were doing. And, yeah, and not climb down there for parts unless something goes wrong.
I just thought they might have had some nice stuff.
I mean, I'm not against it. It just seems like a dangerous trick to get down there at this point, since someone broke the ladders.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you do?
We should finish up this, up these repairs.
Let's fix the ship, and we can fly down there.
Yeah.
And then also we'll have the gun working, and we can shoot any more trucks that come.
All right, it's going to take maybe another 4 hours to finish the strut repairs.
That guy won't be back within 4 hours. What happened to you? What happened? Did you roll something and then facepalm? Is that what happened?
No.
Okay.
No, I did roll something, but no, my eye is just irritated.
Spring allergies?
No, I have a sty.
Oh, yeah, I heard you said that earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right.
So it's just it's irritated. No, I was checking for condition loss on my shotgun, but thankfully did not lose condition.
Cool.
Okay, the rest of the day goes without event. You're able to get the strut in place and repaired. Double check some power systems, some flight systems. Ravi, while you're going through and like checking the computer code, making sure everything's lined up and everything, roll me it'll be tech. Yeah, give me a tech check. Well, I'm gonna say it's hard, so like a 14. I forget what that target game planning. Yeah, 14. It's okay.
I got a 1, so 3.
Okay, we'll just say that yeah.
Whatever
no big deal.
I don't see it.
You don't see it, yeah. Not that there's anything to see.
Yeah, you always roll perception checks for no reason.
Yeah, no, Gilligan, we're good to go, right? Right? No, yeah. Let's be good to go.
Good to go.
It is time to get off this rack.
Yeah, you're really confident that all systems are working sufficiently to lift off and fly safely. Hina lights up the engines, and it starts to rumble into powers
and
up.
It immediately blows up.
All is good. All are welcome. Step into the light.
Step into the void.
Yeah, the ship is fine. It lifts off from the thing, and she's like, "All right, so what's the plan, gentlemen?"
Let's hit the ground down there. I mean, let's gently lower to the ground down there and see if we can loot those vehicles we just destroyed.
All right, she brings the ship over the edge, slowly descending as best she can. She's like, "I'm not accustomed to piloting. This is Not my forte, she says. The
Wait,
wind again. Sorry, go ahead.
Gilligan, do you have any piloting skill?
He can assist. Yeah, he can give
I
a
just
little AI assist.
we
So
might
I'll
have an expert pilot robot here. It's just worth asking.
let her roll with advantage on that then. Oh, that's much better. It was going to be a matter of like scraping down the side of the mining facility or landing safely. She's able to bring it into a nice soft landing. And as she comes down, she like pivots the ship and sets it down so that the back door opens out directly towards those smashed vehicles.
All right. What do we find? And we'll loot the bodies while we're at it. And if I can find slime, I'll take his stuff too.
So what I'm interested in, is there any interesting loot? And these are going to give me one vehicle scrap each, or one vehicle part each.
I would say since they're pretty mashed up, you could probably salvage like 2, maybe 3 from each of the vehicles. You know, like a steering wheel, some gears, a bit of a power
Well, no, I
supply.
mean specifically, it's vehicle parts. It's an in-game like thing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like breaking stuff and repairing stuff.
I would say you could find 3 viable parts. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
That would be good.
Let's break that down into those, bring those on board. And was there anything interesting was there any like interesting loot otherwise?
Weapons from the bad guys or from slime?
Yes. The gang members have elaborate helmets that have like paintings on the side. They look, for lack of a better term, like a motorcycle helmet. Um, 2 of them are wearing like a faux fur cloak, and each of them has a symbol on their chest that shows their affiliation, so to speak. There are 2 vacuum pistols on these guys.
Oh,
They're just a pistol that does a D6 damage,
Yeah.
and 2 compact rifles that do D8.
I will take.
I'll take one of them rifles.
Yeah. I guess I'll stick a vacuum pistol in my bag just in case.
And one of them has a satchel on his side that contains 3 cans of spray paint.
Oh. Is it chrome spray paint?
There is a can of black spray paint, a can of black and red, and yeah, a silver to kind of match the artwork of the book.
Okay.
Silver/white, gray.
I just, guys living in a desert wasteland, riding big vehicles around, carrying spray paint. Reminded me of something. 1d8.
Okay. Specifically, there is a rechargeable solar battery that you retrieve from one of the vehicles.
I already had one of those, so now we have 2.
And a compact, a slightly bent but functional, small portable solar panel.
Ooh.
What did these guys have? Like nomad kits with them?
Nomad kits, pretty much, yeah.
We can get some more spices and incense sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. We got some good guns out of it.
Yeah. Some dried compressed food, maybe like 3 days rations off of these guys.
Ravi, did you take one of the vacuum pistols?
No, I took one of the compact rifles.
Okay.
I already have a pistol.
Okay, I wanted to take them anyway because condition is a thing. Weapons break.
Yeah, no, we can always break something down to fix something else.
Yeah, so I'll grab up both the vacuum pistols and I'll take the helmets. Did you want one of the helmets?
Sure, just for going on about.
Yeah. Here's a helmet. Have it.
Scav.
And spray paint is useful for nothing except maybe propulsion if we're stranded in space in our EVA suits. So
Yeah, or an
I'll
improvised flamethrower.
sure, spray paint.
Or mark things.
3
Yeah, and to
cans
mark things,
of
if you have to
spray paint.
explore a cave, you could spray paint um, stuff on the walls.
All right, what are the odds that the ship takes off again? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Where are we going though?
Yeah.
A quick systems check indicates the ship is doing just fine. Robbie, again, you're kind of like running through the data ports on the ship, double checking everything as you batten down the hatchets. Give me another tech check.
Okay.
13.
All right. As you're checking the code again, just double checking everything, you find a file, an encrypted small file off, kind of tucked under into the side of some information, and it's locked, and you'll need to like decode to get into the information there. But there's an information packet that's not typical in ship systems files like this.
Yep.
Okay. How do we decode it?
Well, do we want to try and go somewhere first?
Okay. I think
Does Rafi have somewhere that we want to be?
Hina.
Does Hina have someplace we want to be?
She knows there's a settlement that she was trying to get you all to, but the ship just didn't hold up. She's like, it's like another like hour away from here if we fly atmosphere.
Is it the direction that the guy with the truck drove towards?
Basically off at like a maybe 60-degree angle from the direction that guy came from.
Okay, because I don't. If we're gonna go to where that guy lives, we should have a game plan. But if we're going somewhere else, great.
Yeah, does she recognize like the gang markings from these guys?
Somebody call a high or a low on that?
Low.
Low. All right, I'm rolling D100 again here. And I got a 24. So she does. She recognizes the symbols. And for not having prepared that, I'm just going to say that it is the Brotherhood.
Is that who she's trying to hook up with?
She's like, no. She explains that the Brotherhood is a fringe group here on the planet that are known for causing trouble, raiding other camps, and basically just scavenging off others.
Okay.
Rather than eking out a living under their own hard work. Well, I guess stealing from others is hard work, but
but it's the fun kind of hard work.
Can we catch that guy and shoot him with our space gun? It's on the bottom of the ship, right?
Yeah, it's on basically. Yeah,
if he hasn't gotten home, if he hasn't gotten home yet, we can just blast him and then move on to the town.
Well, I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, like, that's true. We did strip vehicles. Yeah. Never mind. Let's just go to the town.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and pilot this thing to wherever we're going.
Alrighty.
Okay.
All right. Hina's like, have at it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do any worse than me, I guess.
Cool. And we got a dirty 20.
Ooh. Right. You're flying this ship with the greatest of ease. It's still a bit of a rough flight. You know, the controls are really shaky in your hand as the wind is buffeting things about. Still not.
I tap into the void a bit. You know, I let the void flow through me. And through that, you know, we're all going to be we're all going to be fucking Stardust someday.
I'm one with the void. The void is with me.
Yeah.
I'm one with the void.
Exactly.
The void is with me.
Exactly.
Your frontier
That helps me keep a steady hand on the control stick.
This quote unquote frontier lander, that's the frame type right out of the book. Its condition is roughly 4 out of 6. You guys have substantially repaired some bits. But yeah, you're flying along low over the horizon. You see another mining platform kind of rise up as you approach. But as you get closer, you see down around its base is a small town built up of cobbled together bits, old, rusty, corrugated metal, and so on.
Do you know someone here, Hina?
It's like, well, yeah, I've got a friend that should be here. The radio squelches into activity. Approaching ship, identify.
We don't have a transmitter. That was the thing I was gonna say before we heard about this town, that maybe we should fix the transmitter. But then I got the impression it was kind of a friendly place.
What do you know is like semaphore, or like, more like you could do like Morse code with lights?
Listen, we're deep field welders. There must be some sort of visual communication system that other deep field welder types would know.
I would say, yeah, there's like a Morse code type thing. Yeah, like a semaphore. You could like flash lights at them to communicate.
I would like to do that, please, and say, request permission to land, or transmitter broken, request permission to land.
They can verbally reply. The radio squelches back. It's like, land 50 yards from the community.
Okay,
Yeah.
dude, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Flash, flash, flash. Ravi, you're bringing this in nice and low. Give me one more check to fly it in there, but we're going to call it an easy roll since you rolled so well earlier.
I don't want to. These dice have been.
Gilligan can help. Gilligan can help. Gilligan can help.
Like I said, these dice have been absolutely garbage tonight. 7.
Is that with Gilligan's help?
Roll again. So I'll give you advantage with Gilligan's help.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to come in for a rough
Okay,
landing.
that's a 16.
Okay,
Ooh.
that's better.
Maybe Gilligan should be the main pilot and someone else can be the co-pilot.
I'm good as long as I've got advantage on things. I just like every time I have to roll one die, it's like 5 or lower.
Like, oops.
Yeah.
Right, so with your 16, you bring the ship in and it sets down nice and easy. That rear strut is still not quite right. So when you come down, the ship kind of lilts a little bit forward and to the right, as that strut is still a little stiff. But you land safely. Meanwhile, Maria, I was again, what the hell is her name? I forget. Maria. They are drug addicted, as was stated in the opening of our last session. So they're having a hard time right now as they're withdrawing from the drugs that they were addicted to. Clive,
Guys, embrace the void.
Clive is there like using a cloth to sop up the sweat that they are oozing. Hina gets up and she's like, that's some fine flying, Ravi. Yeah, maybe you should do all the flying from now on.
Yeah, I'll fly, I'll repair things, I'll shoot things. I'm a one-man getting stuff done.
Hey, I shot
So
a
I'm
thing.
not.
I shot 2 ladders and a guy.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that Slime had to die. Vermish, you holding up okay?
Slime didn't have to die, but he did die because the void decided that it was his time.
Yeah. While you guys were scavenging parts, she had taken his body over and did the whole stacking rocks over his corpse.
Captain
So
Kirkgrave.
yeah, while while she left the other, the bad guys to rot in the wind.
I peed on one of them.
Well, that was nice of you. That might keep any scavenging animals away,
Probably not, but it might.
It might. Um, there is a small crowd of people approaching the ship from the town.
Hello, people. I am Vermis, Speaker of the Void.
What's your name? You know people here, right?
Hina.
Yeah, that's.
Who should we speak with?
Two people break away from the crowd and step closer to you. A punk, visually you could tell that they're a punk, and another person that is walking beside them. The first one's a man, the punk, and a woman walking beside them. Very obviously a velocity curse. As she's like walking along, you see her kind of like shimmer, and it looks like the wind blows through her, and then she's solid again as they approach. One of them, the man, raises his hand with the ever, what was that? I said it was like die young and broke. He gives you the live long and prosper move, and he's like, my name is Montori. Welcome to our community.
Thank you.
I see that you are armed. Are you safe?
We're safe.
We are not. We are not going to harm anyone who does not seek to harm us.
That's good. Jane here will assist you in finding any food or shelter. But we do ask if you stay that you contribute through hard work and contribution to our community.
Okay, I can do that, but fair warning, I roll a lot of ones.
Hina steps up and she's like, Maturi, Jane, is Raphael here? And they're like, oh, yes, Raphael, brother Raphael. He is here. What do you know of him? Oh, we go way back, she explains real fast. And they welcome you into the community. It's like, we do have a marshal here by the name of Marshal Rick. If you cause any trouble, Marshal will take you out.
Is he looking for a deputy? Because I need a job.
No. He's got all the help he needs.
Well, I guess we live here now, and thus this game transmogrifies into life on a planet.
Well, I mean, we still got this ship. We can go places and do stuff.
Absolutely. So welcome to Frogtown. I mean, not Frogtown. Welcome to.
No, the Frogtown references were in Nova.
That they were. I will let you guys name this town. How about that? Since I am unprepared.
Hold on, I got something. I just gotta remember it.
All right. If he doesn't remember his thing, then it's going to be Hogtown.
I think it should be that or I think it should be Calhounburg.
Calhounburg.
Calhounburg?
It was founded by Angus Calhoun.
Oh, it's founded by Rory Calhoun.
All right.
Welcome to Calhounburg. We're a small community of prospectors. With any luck, we can dig up some gems. We've had some luck, but really, we're just here to eke out and survive out from under the thumb of the corporations that run the ring. And Hina's like, that's why I wanted to get off the ring.
Yes, that's why we all came. That and everyone on the ring tried to kill us. Not
Basically.
everyone, just that one guy and his
Yeah.
entire gang. And then when we got here, immediately some other people tried to kill us.
Yeah. Yeah. Do
You
you all know anything about, like, just, I'm going to describe their,
Oh, we have the helmets. We can show.
oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know anything about these guys?
Oh, you had a run in with the Brotherhood.
Yes, and they killed my brother, so I killed 4 of them. Well, Ravi killed 1.
Oh, well, that that could be a problem. We're gonna have to fortify just in case they come looking for you guys. I'm sure they saw where you flew in our direction. We may need to
No,
repair.
they didn't actually. We killed all but one of them, and he drove away long before we flew over here.
I mean, let's pretend he might have, like, hung out and seen us go, but are there a lot of them? Like,
The,
are they a
we
big gang?
we can't say for sure how many there are. In my mind as a GM, I'm thinking like not quite. Um, the Road Warrior 2 gang that comes to the Tire Town or whatever they call that.
Wait, there was a Road Warrior 2?
Well, Road
Well, Road
Warrior
Warrior.
was part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was part
Oh,
2. My bad. So yeah, we had Mad Max Part 2, the Road Warrior. Yeah, I'm visualizing that gang in my head that
okay.
Well,
came to them. And,
if there's a number of them, we do have a ship with a mounted gun. If we could, as a town that we are now part of, if we could armor up the ship, and maybe if you
Yeah.
have any more, we can, if they come for us, we can take to the skies and blast them with air support.
that sounds like a good possibility. So yeah, come on in. We've got some food prepared. Um, we'll show you the ropes if you're interested in helping us do any mining. We do have some things that need some attention repair wise. If you're add you to the rotation for work.
We're professional welders. Do you have any welding that needs doing?
We could always use upgrades to the infrastructure around here, building new places to live and sleep in. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to our community,
Thank you.
Calhounburg.
Calhounburg. Yeah, we are gonna move into Calhounburg, I guess. And I guess Muriel and what was Alan's character called?
Clive.
They're gonna move into.
Yeah.
Or
They
stay on the
don't even
ship.
get a say in it.
Yeah, or they can continue living on the ship, I guess, if they want to be crazy.
Clive. Yeah, Clive Jackal. All right.
Clive Jack.
Well, I figure Ravi's probably going to spend a lot of time on the ship.
Okay.
He's more comfortable on the ship.
Well, I'm glad one of us is there, just in case. Vermis will wander around feeling disconnected from the void, but otherwise being basically friendly.
Yeah. Anytime you feel too horribly disconnected from the void, again, looking up to the night sky and seeing that empty hole in the universe helps you feel reconnected. But basically, this is where we will end tonight, other than you go into the community and you find that they have a network of caves that they're now dug out beneath the ground, and most of the surface infrastructure is for storage and security. Most of them live under the ground.
Well, these gems are kind of quasi mystical, so I think Vermis is going to wander around the mines and see if his connection to the void helps him sort of locate any of the gems. But that'll be a long-term sort of project, I guess. Yeah, cool. We lived.
Yay.
We
Yay.
Nobody has died in space except Slime.
Well, Slime died in space. Those Brotherhood guys died in space.
Yeah, they were bad guys though.
Yeah.
They don't
But
count.
they still died in space.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that you're always in space, even when you're in an atmosphere.
Exactly.
Mia, this was awesome. Thanks for running this
Yeah.
again. I really did.
Thank
this
you.
game.
Thank you.
Do we want to do some
XP?
XP points?
Let's do that. Advancement is page 60.
Yes.
So, at the end of every game session, discuss and answer the following questions in the group. Each positive answer grants 1 XP to the player character. Did you repair something? Ravi did.
I did repair something.
Ravi repaired a few things.
I feel like I was going to repair something. I don't know if I successfully repaired anything. Because Ravi had the buff to repair, so I think I just let him do it all.
You successfully broke things if for a strategic means, so we'll give you experience for that, as if you were repairing something.
Yeah, I turned a ladder into not a ladder. I repaired it.
Did we deliver on a dangerous contract? I don't think we were delivering on any contract.
No, we didn't have.
I would say yes. Basically, Hina is your contract. You helped her escape from the Iron Ring and to the surface of the moon.
Away from that guy. Did you use it? I did.
1 void point. Yes, I did.
Void points galore.
Did we discover a new and potentially dangerous place?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, this planet, this fucking moon.
Well, specifically that rusted ass platform that we stayed on for a day or two.
And did we gain a new enemy?
Yeah,
I think we did. That punk is definitely an enemy.
The Great Humongous.
They tell you that his name is Kellerman, the leader of the Brotherhood is Kellerman.
Kellerman. All right. Well, he's gonna die someday.
I swear, I'm totally gonna remember that because Ravi is just the best with names.
Did you find someone new that you can trust? Not unless we count the whole town. I feel like they're trustworthy as a group, but
Raphael would be Hina's contact.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do that then.
And did you contribute with something especially memorable? I don't think
you threw a vehicle.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was gonna say I was gonna use that for those tearing up them ladders for you.
Okay.
But yeah.
I guess that whole sequence was memorable, and we both took part in it. So there we go. 7 for me. All right. Well, I will spend my XP next time, or maybe in between.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Death in Space is awesome. Go pick it up at Free League if you want a copy. I don't have mine yet, but I'm going to get it soon because the book is beautiful.
It really is. Just for those.
Yeah.
I own a copy of it, and it's really gorgeous.
Yeah. Mia, thanks for running this again. I like this one.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mia.
You're welcome.
It's basically Merkborg but sci-fi, and I'm down for that. So yeah. What do we got next week?
I don't remember.
I've got the calendar right here.
It is Cyborg.
Oh, yeah, that's
boards,
me, baby. Wait. No.
Yes.
Oh no, we have more Death in Space.
Yeah.
We have another Death in Space. We expanded it.
Another section. It's like episode 3 of Disposable Parts. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Next week we're right back with these characters, and then after that it's Cyborg, then Vaesen, then Vampire the Masquerade, and Frontier Scum. This Friday is the final episode of Cyberpunk Red Thanksgiving, and the following Friday we will begin Shadows of Arconia Campaign 2.
Oh my goodness.
In Worlds Without Number, right here.
So soon.
We've switched
Where
out
did that
of
book come from?
out of the void.
I know.
That's beautiful.
One of the Iterums, which is a thing in this book. You should read it.
That's an expensive book.
It's an expensive book, but it's not as expensive as it would be if I'd gotten one of the fancy ones from the Kickstarter.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good book, though. There's a free version available in PDF, which has everything you need to play. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's
good.
Yeah,
we're
we'll see
all
how that goes.
sorry. We're kind of on a morkborg kick because like Cyborg's an extension of that. Death in Space is an extension of that. Frontier Scum is also kind of a morkborgy
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
So
well, spoilers. Someone's trying to actually start up a local Merc board game here.
Would that someone have a cat?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
yeah, I saw a post
Wednesday
about that.
evening, I get to find out if anyone's actually showing up for it.
Oh, I would show up if I were in the neighborhood, but you know I'm
Yeah.
1,000 miles away, and then some.
All right, gang.
Maybe,
I'm gonna.
1,500 miles.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna step out of here. But thank you guys. It was fun. Me, I'll see you Friday,
Good
and
night.
I'll see you
Mhm.
both next week.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Anyone watching? Bye.
Bye, everyone.